Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're investigating one of history's absolute most awe-inspiring narratives. We're launching a full-scale historical, archaeological, and scientific search for the truth behind what is widely considered history's greatest biblical miracle, the parting of the Red Sea. So how much of this story is myth and how much is rooted in tangible reality? Well, we're going to dig deep into the evidence to find out. Let's get right into it. I want you to imagine the sheer terror for a second. You're standing right on the edge of a vast, unyielding sea. Behind you, one of the ancient world's most powerful armies is charging forward, bearing down on you with hundreds of elite chariots. Ahead of you, nothing but deep, dark water. There's literally nowhere to run. The Egyptian army is closing in, panic is spreading throughout your camp, and it's a desperate fight for ultimate survival. And then, according to the ancient texts, the impossible happens. The sea divides. Walls of water rise up on both sides, allowing an entire nation to escape. But we really have to ask, did it actually happen? Could there be tangible, historical, geographical, or scientific evidence for this extraordinary 3,000-year-old event? Let's trace the clues left behind in the desert sands.
Okay, let's dive into part 1, the biblical miracle. To really grasp this mystery, we first have to look at the foundation of the story as it's recorded in the book of Exodus.
The dramatic build-up to this moment happens in very distinct phases. For generations, the Israelites lived enslaved in Egypt. Then, just weeks prior to the crossing, the famous 10 plagues devastated the land, forcing Pharaoh to finally grant them their freedom. But days later, realizing he had just lost an enormous workforce, Pharaoh completely changed his mind and launched a massive military pursuit. And that leads us directly to the night of the crossing. Trapped and terrified, the Israelites watch as God instructs Moses to stretch his staff over the waters, dividing the sea so an entire nation can walk across on dry ground.
Moving on to part 2, searching for the location. Where did this dramatic escape actually take place? To find physical proof, we have to bridge the ancient text to a modern geographical investigation.
Now, what's really interesting here is how a single phrase has shaped centuries of fierce historical debate. In the English Bible, you almost always read the phrase Red Sea, but the original Hebrew text actually uses the term Yam Suf, and that literally translates to Sea of Reeds. This massive translation distinction drastically changes the map. It completely alters exactly where modern researchers and historians should be looking to find evidence of the crossing.
Because of that Sea of Reeds translation, scholars today basically debate 3 distinct geographical possibilities. Theory 1 points to the Gulf of Suez. Now, this aligns with the traditional route toward the Sinai Peninsula, but identifying the exact spot is incredibly difficult because the landscape has changed so dramatically over time. Theory 2 focuses on the reed lakes in the Nile Delta. Ancient texts suggest this region once contained interconnected wetlands where natural wind could temporarily reveal land, which actually matches the Sea of Reeds translation perfectly. Finally, Theory 3 suggests the Gulf of Aqaba. You'll see this one a lot in online documentaries right now because of its deep waters, but most professional archaeologists remain unconvinced since there's currently no accepted archaeological proof there. Impartially speaking, all 3 theories have some very passionate defenders.
Let's transition to part 3, the archaeological record. So if we have these 3 potential locations, what evidence has the harsh desert actually yielded? To date, archaeologists haven't discovered direct physical evidence proving the crossing of the sea exactly as it's described. But it's absolutely crucial to remember that the absence of evidence doesn't automatically mean the event never happened. We're dealing with ancient nomadic desert camps here. Those simply disappear over 3 millennia. Erosion and shifting climates are constantly hiding clues. On top of that, Egypt's eastern delta has completely transformed. Ancient rivers and coastlines have shifted dramatically, meaning the actual crossing location might now lie completely buried underneath heavy sediment or even underwater.
And this brings us to one of the most persistent claims out there, the famous underwater chariot wheels. You've likely seen the videos claiming divers found Egyptian chariots beneath the sea. They've been circulating on TV and social media for decades. But we really have to note the crucial difference between internet rumors and verified evidence. Those viral photos, they're often misidentified, digitally enhanced, or they completely lack proper scientific documentation. The verified reality is that no recognized archaeological institution has confirmed the discovery of Pharaoh's chariots on the seafloor. Understanding this difference is essential when you're evaluating extraordinary historical claims. Which leads us right into part 4. Can science explain it? If traditional archaeology can't give us a definitive answer right now, can modern computer models and physics actually mirror the biblical text?
Scientists have actually explored this through forensic recreation, focusing on a really fascinating natural phenomenon called wind-setdown. This is a process where a sustained, powerful wind blowing across shallow water literally pushes the water aside, briefly exposing the land underneath. What's so captivating about this is how remarkably it resembles a specific detail in Exodus, which explicitly mentions a strong east wind blowing all night long to divide the waters. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that process works. First, a sustained, powerful east wind blows over a shallow body of water, maybe something like the ancient reed lakes we talked about. Next, the water is forcibly pushed aside via wind-setdown. Then, the land beneath is briefly exposed, creating a dry bridge that's perfect for a crossing. Finally, the moment the wind stops, the water rapidly and violently returns. Computer models prove this is physically possible under very specific, rare environmental conditions. Now, whether God used natural forces or performed a direct miracle remains a matter of personal belief. The science simply shows the mechanics are, in fact, physically possible.
That brings us to part 5, an enduring mystery. We've got ancient texts, debated geography, hidden archaeology, and some truly fascinating scientific models. So where does that actually leave us today?
So the crucial point is that for modern historians, this remains an unresolved 3,000-year-old cold case with some major missing pieces. There are outstanding historical questions that honestly still baffle experts. The exact route of the Exodus remains fiercely debated, the true location of Mount Sinai still completely uncertain, and the precise crossing point of the sea has never been conclusively identified. The grand puzzle is just still missing its most vital pieces.
But despite all those historical uncertainties, we have to acknowledge an impartial truth. Whether viewed through the lens of faith, history, or science, the crossing of the sea remains one of humanity's most enduring and influential narratives. The core themes of this story, freedom from oppression, unwavering hope, profound courage, and divine deliverance, have indisputably shaped global culture, literature, and history. It's a story that has influenced billions of people worldwide, and it's probably even shaped how you view the concept of freedom today.
Which leaves us with this final, dramatic thought. Are the greatest mysteries of history simply the ones that still have no final answer? The honest truth is we just don't know, with absolute historical certainty, exactly what happened on that shoreline. But after thousands of years, this mystery continues to inspire new discoveries, new debates, and whole new generations of seekers. Keep questioning and keep exploring, and I'll see you in our next explainer.